His range? Well, the biggest thing for Trae, we used to work a lot with a heavy ball when he was in high school. And naturally what a heavy ball will do is increase your release point. So, I don't know if you've ever shot with a heavy ball, like form shooting, but you can't shoot a heavy ball the same way you do a regular ball, obviously. So what it does is it forces you to get that elbow up, and you have to have a stronger amount of force on the ball. And if you do that over and over again, that'll kind of reset your muscle memory by default, and that'll allow you to be able to have more power and on the ball by raising up your elbow a little bit, And so I think one of the biggest things is also your hips. A lot of people think that I want to increase my range, so they try to, change their release point. But a lot of it, all your power is from your base in terms of your feet and loading up your hips. And if I'm always playing at a low stance, similar to a defensive stance, you're going to be able to naturally get up underneath the ball and be able to, step out a little bit further from that three-point line and increase your range from that aspect. Well, first off, Trae, his dad was a phenomenal player. He played at Texas Tech, and Trae, I've been just knowing his family for a long time. My cousin also played at Texas Tech with his dad, so. But Trae's had a lot of other great trainers that has helped him along the way as well. But my biggest thing for Trae, especially early on in high school, was focusing on getting his feet set before he picks up the ball. And that allows him to be a little bit more shifty. So a lot of you guys, you may not even notice, but especially if you're shooting off the dribble, right? You'll dribble, you'll pick up the ball, and then you'll keep stepping. You'll step into your shot. And naturally what that does, you're just always shooting off balance and you're not in rhythm. So just a lot of the stuff we used to focus on is just making sure before he picks up that ball off the dribble, he wants to get his feet up underneath him, get him nice and set, then pick it up and then get into the flow of his shot. And then lastly was just his release point, just being able to get that ball up a little bit higher. And that, was able to increase his range a little bit in high school. I mean, he would come off half court and just let it fly. But he would make them because he would work on them consistently at a high speed, And so those were the biggest things, though. But it always starts back with your footwork. You gotta master that before you get to get the shot off. Not so much, at least just twice a week. So like, for example, for the NBA guys, and I'm sure you guys seen a lot of videos on Twitter and you got all these pickup runs from coast to coast. And typically what the NBA players will do is they'll do a lot of one-on-one stuff. That's pretty much Monday through Saturday or Monday through Friday during the summer. And then you may have one day, like every Wednesday, where you'll play like 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. And then they may even do like one-on-one in certain spots. So it may be like a mid post or a low post, just getting a lot of reps in those spots. But the 5-on-5 stuff is usually maybe only twice a week, maybe once a week. And that takes place on the back end of your summer. So a lot of the pickup runs are not scheduled in like May or June, but you're working on a lot of your one-on-one stuff during those first couple months in your off-season workouts. And then going into like the late July, early August, that's when you start implementing that pickup for about a month or so, twice a week. Mm-hmm. I think it's a balance of both. This is a reactionary sport, similar to any team sport. So I think doing too much read and react is not good, and I think too much, work on your moves is not too good. So you just got to find that balance. And what I always say is you got to start off with finding those go-to moves or finding something that works with your body type, with your athleticism, with your mental state too. Some guys, they may not feel comfortable doing a in between the leg crossover. It may just be a simple in and out move that makes you feel more comfortable. And just getting a lot of reps at that and trying to master that by yourself. And then trying that and applying that against defenders to be able to react on your counter moves and be able to build through that aspect. I think that's what I've seen help a lot of players over the years grow.
My playing level just skyrocketed.
Anyone that's serious about playing basketball needs to get EGT.
I would describe it as the best training program in the world.
This lead guard training program, like, it creates a monster in you.
You got experience it. It's just on another level.
The best decision of my life was to buy the first EGT program.